Hey, welcome back to Reddit Cheating Wife, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to the channel for cheating stories like this.
My wife is treating me better and it's me off. I, 32 male, informed my wife, 29 female, that I wanted a divorce last week, and she behaved like I totally stunned her. She was astounded. She had no notion I was dissatisfied. It's difficult for me not to blame myself for this. I feel like our relationship has been on a gradual slide since we said I do 3 years ago. Before we got married, there were several warning signs, but none that prepared me for exactly how manipulative she would be during our marriage. I don't believe she's even aware of it. I wasn't even aware of it until quite lately. First, I was the brunt of her jokes, which were funny tiny jabs here and there. Simply ask her. When I informed her that I didn't enjoy being ridiculed or having my personality or having my profession be part of a joke, she maintained that I was overreacting. I believed her. Things continued to worsen. I had informed her early on, owing to trauma, I didn't appreciate being called names. As a result, when we got into disagreements, she began calling me names selfish. I never know what will rile her up, but I know that if I tell her that anything she did or said irritated me, there will be a fight, I will be called names, and I will apologize. She said that it wasn't so much that I was unhappy as it was how I behaved when I was angry. I trusted her and tried my best to remedy it. When I stopped responding, she claimed it wasn't that I was unhappy, it was my vibe or way I looked at her that made her upset. I trusted her. If I disagree with the modification she wants to make to the home or anything she wants to purchase, I'm close-minded and don't appreciate the care she put into it, so I attempted to be more open-minded. We both work full-time, but I make the majority of the meals, wash the dishes afterward, clean the kitchen, and the main caregiver for the dogs, and clean anything that is yucky. That didn't stop her from making me feel like I was never doing enough. I didn't receive a lot of praise for what I did, but I did hear a lot about what I didn't do. So I persisted in attempting to accomplish more. I told her that I didn't want to be called names, that I didn't have any room, much alone a safe area, to express myself, and that I felt like I was doing all I could around the home and to assist her. That was, however, many months ago. I think I thought it went on deaf ears since I didn't see any progress. So I stopped pleading with her to alter the way she treated me. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, affectionate Pie 314, why did you remain for so long? I'm happy you inquired. We got along fine when we weren't arguing and she was in a good mood. During such occasions, Mom was quick to compliment me on how adorable and intelligent I am. We'd make each other laugh until we were in tears. I knew she didn't really mean all she said. She simply gets emotional because she loves me. In addition, my friends and family adore her. She's included my family in her social circle. My sister even informed me that she considers my wife to be her greatest friend. An outsider would have no clue we were experiencing troubles, particularly because I made it a point to never talk badly about our relationship to our friends and family, because I didn't think it would be appropriate. Her friends, being the social butterfly that she is, are aware of how difficult it is for me to be happy and communicate effectively. Another major reason I remained is because I am a people pleaser with insecurity. There's a reason I was so readily persuaded that I was the source of the issue. My wife and sister even intervened to get me on medicine, further proving that everything was my fault. I was frightened of leaving since I didn't want to harm my wife and still don't. I adore her. I don't want to offend my friends or relatives. I don't want to separate our dogs. In my personal family, I'm also the prodigal son. I'm meant to be flawless. I have a nice career. A gorgeous and loving wife with an even better job. Why would I jeopardize any of that? Then I began individual counseling, and it turns out that there are a lot of language names for all of the I've gone through, that I deserve to have my emotions recognized, and that it's not my obligation to ensure that everyone else is happy at the price of my own pleasure. Thank you for sticking with me this far. I'm finally getting to the point where I was inspired to write this. When I informed my wife I wanted a divorce, she contacted my sister, who then called me. My wife and sister persuaded me to remain for a few months while we tried couples counseling after my sister suspected me of cheating, since why else would I want to leave so quickly? We dabbled in couples counseling but never committed, so I decided to give it a go. My wife has been great since I informed her I wanted a divorce. She's apologized excessively, let me express my thoughts, and has been praising me for all I've done for us, and it's driving me insane. I'd want to try couples counseling. I really believe it. I feel that counseling may be extremely useful now more than before, but her being so amazing to me shows me that she was always capable of being better to me. That, for some reason, hurts the most. She could have been better when I told her how much I disliked being called names, how much I hated the continual criticism, and how much I hated feeling like I couldn't do enough. Aside from the catharsis of posting this, I was curious whether anybody else has been in a similar circumstance. Is it possible that I'm overreacting to her increased empathy? How effective was couples counseling for you? Thank you once again for taking the time to read and / or share your thoughts. Story 2. Boyfriend cheated and then dumped me for his ex who gives better head. BF 31 male had a PA with his ex-girlfriend the day before Christmas, 37 female. This was spotted by me, 24 female, when checking through his phone. In addition, he said that I obviously intended to learn something, and he accused me of infidelity, something I have never admitted to. His other threat was that if I continued to about it, he would throw me out of the house since it would cause him to yell at me and he didn't want to be booted out. I am still living with him, but he has abandoned me and claims that I was the reason of the separation with him. As I try to restore my balance after being struck so hard, I fell and injured my hand trying to catch my balance. Despite my entreaties, he refuses to accept me back, claiming that I'm drowning him since I'm so dependent on him for my happiness. The reason I'm writing this is a mystery to me. I'm probably attempting to convince myself that I'm not nuts and that I've been unjustly punished. Have I, on the other hand? I was filled with resentment and insecurity. His previous behavior had included frequent online flirting with females, and I was supposed to be okay with it, but I wasn't. Despite the fact that he said that it was not cheating, the situation persists. He says that I abuse drugs to an excessive degree and that this is my affair. As a point of perspective, I was clean before going out with him. I began doing drugs after meeting him, and it was okay at first, but then he accused me of being and that was the end of that relationship. First and foremost, I was apprehensive about becoming his girlfriend because I wasn't ready for a relationship and I was afraid of getting harmed. He assured me that such a thing would never happen. He says that I've changed and that I've turned into a jealous, and that as a result, he no longer cares about me. I loved him with all of my heart and soul. Considering he was supposed to be my long-term lover, I was shocked that he would do anything like this. Every single guy who approached me and asked me out was respectfully refused. In the case of a coworker who sought to sleep with me, I rejected respectfully. My spouse was always quite protective of me, and he often accused me of cheating on him. When I didn't grow and quit weeping over him talking about 2 other girls, he threatened to terminate our relationship. If he came back to me, I'd gladly accept his request. I don't understand what you're saying. Everyone else is interested in me, but I am only interested in him. Every day at work, I get asked out for lunch at least 3 times. Everyone thinks I'm lovely, but if I really was, he wouldn't cheat on me with another woman. If I was only good enough, he wouldn't abandon ship. My ex-boyfriend goes back and forth between telling me I'm a child and nothing more than an inconvenience, that I've destroyed his life, and telling me that he's sorry and that I'm loved. It is his contention that he loves me when I act well and despises me when I do not. Today, I'm going to my parents' house to get some rest and to clear my brain a little. I'd really want to die. I have the distinct impression that I am the most foolish and ugly person on the face of the earth. I loathe myself on a daily basis. I'm not sure what happened, since I wasn't like this before this happened. Please provide a hand. What should I do and how can I make myself feel better are the questions I have. Added for clarification, I've known this man for about 5 years, and we've been on and off for about that long. Before re-entering the relationship, I became sober. It's never been this awful, and he's never cheated before. I phoned in sick to work on Christmas Day because I was weeping and vomiting and didn't want to disgrace myself more. I'm at a loss for what to do. Please assist.